to my studio. This is Sieminski, and I'm looking forward to doing this Dragonfly tutorial with you today. Let's get started. Okay, you can see here that I have a 5x5 canvas, and I have drawn diagonally corner to corner, and then I measured 2.5 inches in the middle of each side, and I pulled those across, making these squares, and that helps find the exact center. Okay, and I made a template. I folded a piece of paper in half and drew the dragonfly template. Now you can download these templates if you want to. You can download silhouettes, you can get in coloring books, and you can look for things like this, magazines. You can download photos of dragonflies. It's easy to find pictures of anything you want to make a template of. So then we're going to set him in the center of my canvas. We're going to center him as nice as possible. And then we're going to take the General's white pastel pencil and we're going to trace around it. If you want to, you can fasten yours down. I'm just going to live on the edge and hold mine down. Hope we don't miss, right? So here we go. I'm going to go around the edges, around, and trace this puppy all the way around. You can buy your General's pencil. I got mine at Walmart, and it came with a pencil sharpener even. So, or you can get them at the hobby stores. You can get them at Hobby Lobby. You can get them just about anywhere. But they're white pastel and they're easy to come off. I use a white magic eraser when I want to erase any of the lines off of my pictures. It's a very soft eraser. It erases clean and it doesn't damage the canvas at all. There you go. Can't talk while I'm drawing. Can't think. Can't walk and chew gum at the same time. You know that old story. So, trace around your dragonfly. Hold him down. You can see on the wings there where I have some circles drawn. That is so that I can mark where I want the holes to be. I want them to be exactly the same on both wings. So I will take my General's pencil, and I have made these tiny little holes in there, and we'll put these marks in there, hopefully. Another thing you can do is you can use your ruler and you can mark where you want these so that they'll be exactly in the same place. That's why I like to use the little 6-inch ruler with the template holes in it. I like the clear rulers because you can see through them when you need to see your work. Okay, so we got all the holes marked. So now we will put the holes. I'm going to center this. Actually, I'm going to use my template for the holes on the wings for the design. So here we go. Just place it in the right place. Come over here and put them in the same place. Same angle. So nice to be able to see through your ruler. And we'll do the same thing down here on the bottom ones. I'm putting the larger holes towards the body and the smaller holes out towards the end. Piece of cake. Get these designs on there. You know, it doesn't matter how hard you try, unless you're a Xerox machine. I have a really hard time making both sides look exactly the same all the time, but I try. So there you have it. I think we should use the template and the ruler for the eyes as well. So let's take the smallest hole in the eyes and in the ruler, and let's mark where we're going to put the eyes for the dragonfly. Piece of cake. There we go. And we'll just draw out the feelers because they always have one going one way and one going the other way anyway, so it don't really matter. Just best for the design on your canvas. So there we go, we got a dragonfly ready to roll. Can you see that? There we go. Okay. So we're going to take the Deco Art Extreme Sheen 24 karat gold, and we're going to put the feelers or the proboscis, whatever you want to call that, we're going to do that in gold. I'm using a 2mm. I'm going to start at near the head because I want the dots to be larger there. And then we'll work our way out towards the end. As we get out towards the end, we're going to walk it down where they're very, very, very tiny. We'll take them, just walk them down where they almost disappear. Remember that your dots are individuals. They don't like to touch each other. And be careful that your paint is not too thick or too thin. You don't want the paint to be so thin that the dots run into each other. And like, you'll never be able to have your work and my work look exactly alike because the viscosity of our paint is going to be different no matter what. But try not to let your dots touch. Try to keep them consistent in size. Don't let the paint build up on your stylus. If it builds up on your stylus, you're going to get larger dots, and your dots won't be consistent in size. So you want to keep wiping it off. And now we're getting down to the end of the feeler, so I'm going to start making the dots smaller as we go around here. You can do that by lessening the pressure on your daughter. And as I get right around here, see, I'm not going to add paint, and that's going to make it get smaller. Just come right on around, just like that. Okay, now we'll do the other one. Don't hold your stylus at an angle. Be sure you're holding it straight up and down. That's the only way you can get your dots the same size, and it's the only way you can actually measure where you're putting them. If you're doing it at an angle, they're not going to go down as circles. They're going to go down as something else besides a circle. You never know what you're going to get if you're not using your daughter straight up and down. And just don't let them touch. You don't want them too far apart either. You want them to just be close enough to be beautiful. I don't clean my canvas off till I'm all finished with the painting. I don't want to mess it up, so I wait till it's all done and totally dry. Then I take the white magic eraser and I erase all the pastel marks off of my drawing. Okay, now we're at the end, so we'll just walk this around. We'll borrow paint and we'll just walk it around till they disappear, till the dots are so tiny. And we'll put a larger one right at the very end. We'll do that on this one too. There we go. There. Alright. I'm going to use a multi-surface folk art satin finish ink spot blue for the eyes. Then we'll put a gold highlight on the eye after that. I'm going to use the 6mm. Load it up real good. Load it up very, very good. See that? And put it on there. Paint's nice and thick, so it makes a peak. That's perfect for the eyes. So we'll just let that sit, and then after it dries, we'll top it off with some 24 karat gold. Let's use the acrylic, Anita's acrylic turquoise for the dots on the wings. We'll use our number 8mm for these. I'll load it up pretty good. Do the smaller one first. Just keep turning it round and round and stay in the lines of your design that you drew, your original design. Get them on there. I'll tell you what, you can't beat that little ruler with the holes in it. There we go. Okay. No worries if you make a mistake. It's real easy to clean off. You just take a Q-tip and get off what you can, and if it's not enough off, then you just take your little tiny art brush and you paint with your base color. You paint over the mistake, work on another area while that dries, and then you go back and paint it and fix it. Take the 1mm and some 24 karat gold and make small dots around all of the turquoise dots on the wings. Okay, so we top dotted all the turquoise with the 24 karat gold. I top dotted the eyes, and then I used the Dragonfly glaze made by Folk Art. I put it around the eyes, and I'm going to use it also to go around the wings. So I will be putting dots down, and then I'll be going back and I'll top dot the dots with the same paint. So that means that they're going to get 2 layers of Dragonfly around the outside edges of the wings. Using the number 1 stylus and the 24 karat gold, we will go down the body of the dragonfly. We'll put the stripes on the tail, and we will also go down the sides of the tail, outlining it completely. We'll use the Anita's metallic turquoise. I'm going to put it along the back and alternate it on the tail here. Going to use the number 1 millimeter. Make tiny dots, make like little dotted stripes. Taking the 1 millimeter stylus and 24 karat gold, and I'm putting the dots down the sides of the tail, outlining the tail with the 24 karat gold. General's white charcoal pencil and draw the loops around the wings. I take the 1 millimeter stylus and the white paint, and we go over the loops that we put around the wings of the dragonfly. After you get all the loops dotted, then you take the turquoise and you put a dot right in the center of each loop. So we'll pull some commas on the corners, decorate the corners. Put a big dot right here in the corner. Then we'll pull us a nice comma out here. Well, that didn't go very well. So we'll take the Q-tip and we'll wipe it off. It happens. Nobody's perfect. Take the black base coat and we will paint over that. Okay, we'll work somewhere else, and then we'll come back to that and give that a chance to dry. We're using the number 5mm. We'll go to a different corner here. What happened was I didn't have my stylus loaded up with enough paint to pull a pretty comma. You gotta be sure you put enough paint on there. Just like that. There we go. Let's put a dot at the end of each comma. Now we'll take the turquoise and we'll top dot the gold in the corners. We'll use the number 2. Put a little top dot in the gold. Tie it all together. Don't try to erase the lines from your work until it's all totally dry. Like tomorrow we'll do this and I'll put it in another video. We'll clean up the lines and then we're going to put the polyurethane on it. So that'll be tomorrow. We'll do that after this dries overnight. So there you go, it's all finished. Sometimes you just don't know when to stop. You'll be having such a good time. You just don't know when to stop sometimes. Got a shadow on there for my camera. That'll be pretty, get it in a nice frame. Alrighty, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I use the polyurethane clear gloss. This is an oil base. It gives a whole lot of protection to your work. I like to put 2 coats if you want it real shiny. If you don't, just do 1 coat. Or you can buy the matte where it has no shine. Before I put the gloss on there, I use my little magic eraser to erase all the General's white charcoal off of it. I use this sponge, or even smaller, to put the glaze on there with, because I don't like trying to wash that oil base out of my brushes with thinner and all that. Is too much work. So I just use these using the appropriate size. I usually use smaller ones for these 5x5s, but I'm out of them. And so here's a picture of the finished project. You can see that pretty shine that's put on there. I put this on there last night, let it dry. And also you can see where I added more detail, and you can do that to yours. If you feel like you want to fill in more space, you can add more detail. So here it is, all done, and I really want to thank you all for watching. It means a lot to me to have you here. I'm just a 75-year-old woman trying to keep things going. Appreciate you very much. Like and subscribe.